Hello students, myself Dr. Anup Nanda, and I am here with this online class that is on renewable energy power plants. So this is basically a subject of third semester of Diploma in Electrical Engineering. So first of all, let's have some idea about this topic. What is renewable energy and what is power plants? So power plants, as we know, it is a system or it is a structure, you can say, from where we are getting the power. The power that we are using in this room, even the lights, the fans, the power that we are using in our house, in our residential areas, that all power is being generated from somewhere. So where is that power is generated? That power is generated from power plants. So the thing is, why renewable energy is attached to these power plants? So renewable energy, it means that the energy that is renewable means it cannot be exhausted. It is not getting depleted with time. So previously or currently what we are having as a source of power in power plants, that is basically fossil fuels and coal. And this burning of coals and fossil fuels is contributing largely to increase the carbon footprints in the atmosphere. Also, the release of greenhouse gases from the burning of the fossil fuels as well as coal, the unsaturated hydrocarbons that are being released to the atmosphere are really degrading the environment. So therefore, there is a need in today's world to integrate some sort of renewable energy to the existing power plants. And also, in order to ensure the carbon free or the zero carbon environment, it is an essential step to integrate the renewable energy sources to the power plants. So, by the end of this course, what the students or what the learners are expected to learn, it can be summarized in these 4 to 5 points that we call as learning outcomes. So, what are the learning outcomes of this particular course, renewable energy power plants? So, the first learning outcomes, as you can see, after completion of the course, the students will be able to explain the construction, working principle of solar PV and concentrated solar power plants. So, by the end of the first module or the first unit, the students can get some idea about how the solar photovoltaic systems are working, how solar photovoltaics are integrated with the power plants. Next, we have that students will be able to describe the components and working principles of large and small wind power plants. So, we will learn about wind power plants in the subsequent modules. Explain the construction and working of micro hydro power plants. So this hydro power plants means, as we can know, the power from the source of water. Next, the students can discuss the properties of solid, liquid and gaseous fuels of biomass power plants. This is another segment of renewable energy. And they prepare the layout for biomass based power plants. So these are basically some outcomes, some major outcomes that you will be able to learn after completion of this course, renewable energy power plants. So let's start our discussion from this very interesting topic, that is renewable and non-renewable energy. So there is a picture. You can see what is there depicted in the picture. What is actually there being depicted by the picture? See, On one half of the picture, you can find some solar photovoltaic cells, some arrangements of solar panels, some wind power plants, some wind turbines are there. On the other side, there are some high smoke coming out of the chimneys of the factories and power plants. So you can see there is a pictorial representation how the atmosphere looks when a renewable energy is used, when non-renewable energy or some biomass or some fossil fuel or coal is being burnt to generate the power. So, coming to our first point, what is renewable energy? So, renewable energy is the form of energy which is harnessed from the sources that are essentially inexhaustible. So, inexhaustible means the sources that do not deplete with consumption, that do not deplete with time. Okay. So, this is important to remember. The sources that are inexhaustible. Correct. Next, what are the examples of renewable sources? So, the examples are wind power, solar power, the geothermal power, tidal power, also the hydroelectric power. So, these are some basic forms or basic sources of renewable energy. And what is the most important feature of using renewable energy? The most important feature is that it can be harnessed without the release of harmful pollutants. Okay, so without the release of harmful pollutants, we can harness the energy or we can obtain the energy that is renewable energy. So we can say it is very much essential for the current atmospheric conditions of the world as well as our country. So what is non-renewable energy then? Obviously non-renewable energy is the conventional fossil fuels. So these fossil fuels such as coal, oil, gas, which are likely to deplete with time. Okay, the coal reserves are limited. The coal reserves available in our country or in the world, those are limited. They have a certain limit. After continuous usage, after continuous extraction of the coal from the coal mines, a day will come when there will be no coal mines, there will be no coal reserves. So in that case, you can say that this coal, oil also, the crude oil that we are using for driving the power plants, the petrol, the diesel, these all are form of non-renewable sources of energy. Gas, natural gas that we are using, so these are likely to deplete with time. So therefore, from this slide we can get a comparative picture of renewable energy and non-renewable energy. So moving to next slide. See, these are some major sources. Some major sources of renewable energy can be summarized as solar energy, hydropower energy, the energy from water, geothermal energy, wind energy, and the biomass energy. So these are some major sources of renewable energy. On the other side, what are the basic major sources of non-renewable energy? Fossil fuel, oil, that is your crude oil, coal, natural gas, the nuclear even. It is a non-renewable form of energy because the nuclear reserve is also limited. And once it is in continuous use, it will be consumed quickly after some years, and after that it may happen that our future generations may not get to see even this coal, fossil fuels or nuclear. They cannot even see that because after continuous consumption it will be depleted. It will be no more available. So moving to the next slide. Okay. So these are some basic figures. Some figures, some numbers that you can see. So this is nothing but what is the installed renewable energy capacity in our country currently. So this data is taken from Ministry of Non-Renewable Energy, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy Sources, that is MNRE, and the data is updated up to 31st of May 2025. As you can see, this figure, some 51,292 megawatt. This is the installed capacity of wind power in India as on 31st May. Likewise, we can see solar power is there, small hydropower is there, waste power, waste to energy of grid, large hydropower is there. So we can say now currently we are having some 226 gigawatts of installed renewable energy power available in our country. So why I am showing you these figures? You can see this number, the solar power, it is some 1,10,834 megawatts, that is around 110 gigawatts. It is the highest figure in this chart. Yes or no? So this is the highest figure. So what it means? It means that by the progression of a time, when there is a need to integrate renewable energy sources into the conventional power systems, into the traditional power systems, among all the renewable sources of energy, which is the most popular option or which is the most used option, the most used option is solar. It has very different advantages among all other sources of renewable energy, and that is why solar power is so much popular. We will discuss in the consequent classes also. So, here you can see the solar power statistics in India. This data is just taken from also MNRE. So, what this data is showing? The cumulative total power that we are getting from solar energy sources is around 110 gigawatts. And there are also different kinds of solar power, such as ground mounted solar power. Ground mounted means the solar panels or the solar system is mounted on the ground itself. From that kind of system we are getting 84 gigawatts. This is the highest. And by this we can say that we are utilizing our land resources to integrate solar power into the current power system. Grid connected solar rooftop power, we are getting around 18 gigawatt. Rooftop means the solar panels of the solar system is fitted on the roof of a building, roof of some offices, towers, etc. Hybrid projects. Hybrid project means solar is not alone producing power, but it is used along with some other sources of renewable energy to generate the power. In such cases, if we are considering only the power generated by the solar component, it is around 3 gigawatts. And the 5 megawatts we are getting from off-grid solar. Off-grid solar means the solar plants or the solar systems that are working on islanded mode. They do not have any interactions, they do not have any communications with the traditional power grids.